Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is yet another video, and this time I'm doing a sit down, basically like a chit chat get ready with me video that will be telling a story of how basically I was also one of those people who got cheated on a couple of times. But I mean, I'm just telling my story, honestly. I just needed to let it out eventually. But yeah, so that's what it's about. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do or you're a new subscriber, welcome to the _Z channel. And if you are a returning subby, thank you so much for keeping the love going and the fire burning. I do hope that you stay, and please guys, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get straight into the video.
September we met, I could tell by your smile. You hadn't been with a good girl like me in a while. Yeah, you were impressed.
Alright guys, so if you hear any sounds, my room is literally by a traffic place. So guys, just to save time, I'm gonna actually just put all of the products that I'm using in the description box, because if I have to like keep showing you, okay, the reason is I literally forget things like quickly and get distracted, so I don't want to forget the story and not know where I left it off. So just bear that in mind. So I'll put all of the products in the description box for you guys to see what I was using for what. So I don't even know where to start this story, but I think I was in matric when this happened. I was with a guy of mine, and we ended up breaking up. So I was dating someone, we ended up breaking up. So I'm gonna say I was dating Sipo. So I was dating Sipo, and in the time that I was dating Sipo, we had a couple of our own things happen, and then yeah, we broke up. The gist of it all. So when we broke up, so pardon me, I'm just mixing this foundation because I tried to mix it on my face once, it didn't work out. So I'm trying to do it here. So anyway, so Sipo and I break up. But you know what? Like, I'm one of those people, like, I remain very cordial with my exes. So yeah, we just decided to be chilled, and then yeah. So in that process, I met another guy. For the purposes of this video, I'm gonna call him Tabo. Guys, I know these are typical names, but like, I'm just taking whatever's coming to me right now. So Tabo and I date, but how it happened is that when so Tabo was always around. So not always, but like, we met, right? So we met while I was with Sipo. Pardon me guys, I'm gonna keep looking there and then looking at you guys as well. So we met when Sipo and I were together, but then obviously I was really into Sipo, so I didn't care. I was just like, look, I'm dating, you know who I'm dating. So yeah, because they were like sort of friends even before me and Sipo started dating. So I was like, okay, cool. You know Sipo and I are dating, so I'm not even gonna entertain this. I was like, I'm not gonna entertain none of it, okay? So I continued with Sipo. Anyway, so now him and I are still talking, like post me actually dating Sipo. So because we were talking, he knows that, you know, I forgot to actually say this. So he knows that Sipo and I have broken up. So I guess that's why we started talking. So we talk, and so obviously it leads to him saying he likes me, right? But like, obviously now, by the time like me and Sipo broke up, he was in another relationship. Yeah, even Muslim. So he was in a relationship when Sipo and I broke up. So I decided, okay, fine. You know what? Let me not be that girl just because now I'm free. I'm just gonna like convince the poor guy to leave his relationship and everything. So I decided, let me just let him be. So we decided we're just gonna like keep chatting and see like when he's done with his relationship. I even said to him like, when you feel like your relationship has now come to an end, then we'll probably see like what's gonna happen with the both of us. Okay, fine. So that happens, and I think the duration was like, from this conversation was around March. So I tell him, no, you know, I just broke up with Sipo, so take your time, you know, but we won't lose contact basically. So cool. He continues. I was in boarding school at the time, so I used to leave East London and go to Grahamstown where I was at school. Not a problem. We talk from time to time. It is what it is. So now what basically happens is that one day, I think it was closer to September holidays. So one day, a guy decides to tell me that him and this girl that he was with have broken up. This is like months later now. So, like September or something. So I'm like, oh, okay, okay, sorry about that. Obviously, was I? So I'm like, oh, sorry about that. Breakups are never easy and whatnot. So I say to him, no, I don't think it was the same day, but like, no, actually, it wasn't even September. This was around July, right? So he tells me early July that him and this girl have broken up. So obviously, I'm like, oh, child, okay. You know, things are gonna happen. Him and I are finally gonna like be exclusive or whatever the case is. And I was convinced that was the case. So I'm like, okay, cool. Listen, I'm not gonna even play around because I've waited, I feel, and I told you why I was waiting. So basically, you and I should date. That was where I was at with the whole thing. So he doesn't mind. He's like, yeah, anyway, like, I've been feeling you, you know this. So we decide to date. Bear in mind, I'm in Grahamstown, haven't gone home yet. Okay. Holidays come, I go home, and we're officially like seeing each other. Comes to my house, whatever. So he says to me on this day, listen, my friends and I are gonna go out. You guys wanna join? So it was like me and my other friends. So I was like, okay, cool, no problem. So we arranged that we're gonna meet at this specific place, go out. Like basically this whole thing is for drinks and fun. And one of our other friends at the time was DJing at that place, so we decided, okay, that's gonna be the vibe. So we go. Actually, it was a couple of friends of mine. Anyway, so we go to this place, no problem. Yeah, it's a vibe. Like, there's no issue at all. Next thing I know, so I'm being introduced to the friends. I get introduced to the friends, and I'm with this whole situation. They sort of like me, but you know with boys, right? We're not gonna even go with that. Okay, so fine, they like me or whatever, and we chill at this table, and yeah, basically the night is good. But this is like an hour, I think maybe 2 hours, or maybe an hour after we had been seated and getting to know each other. This is me and the friends now, and my friends and them, whatever. we vibe. So sometime the ex comes through. So this is the ex-girlfriend, Tabo now. Comes through to the table, says hi to Tabo. So Tabo obviously is chilled, like, oh hey, how are you? Blah blah. So she ends up saying that her sister wants to speak to him and say hi as well and stuff like that, because she whatever. So Tabo's like, you know what, I don't want to be rude, babe, can I just quickly go say hi? I'm like, okay, well, I'm not, it's annoying, but I'm not gonna not let you go. That's just weird. So he goes. So I chill with the friends and we continue vibing and drinking and all of that. So this is where it all went left. Okay, so literally I think 30 minutes go by. 30 minutes. Now obviously at this point I'm thinking, what happened? Like, this nigga, where is he? So fine, I go outside and I look for him. I don't find him firstly. So I asked my friend to go like with me to sort of, listen up, I don't want a lot of heavy makeup, it's really hot today. But anyway, I asked my friends, show me, please come with me, like I want to go find him. So my friend's like, yeah, sure. So we go outside, we look, and we couldn't find him. So now I'm getting annoyed, obviously, and my night is going from 0, like my anger is going from 0 to 100, and I'm just not understanding. How can you leave your new girlfriend or whatever the case is with your friends for 30 minutes and you've left with your ex? Okay, fine. We don't find him still. So in my head I'm like, are they in a car? What is happening? We go to the parking lot, nothing. Hey, I'm like, okay, these people have left. Like, how else can I explain this whole thing? What is going on? You know, when you are in denial, that you start asking yourself questions. Are you paranoid? Are you crazy? Like, are you being too much? When you know you're not being too much, by the way. But anyway. So in this instance, I'm thinking, you know what? My night is already ruined. So let me just go back inside, drink, and just, I don't know, just get over this whole mess somehow. Because he's going to have to come back. Right? Hey. Pay that in my net. I'm thinking he must come back. Right, so yeah, the night continues. Our friend plays his set. You know, we try as much as we can, or I try as much as I can to be, you know, in the moment and whatnot. Yo, guys, now the friends are noticing that I am literally losing my mind. I don't even know if they try to get a hold of him or whatever the case is, but they kept reassuring me, like, no, listen, we came together, like, he's gonna have to come back, like, we're gonna have to live together. So yeah, so basically my friend and I came together, their crew came together as well. So yeah, so we decided, let me just try my place. Like, guys, I don't want to lie, like, I don't know what was happening to me, but I was angry, but I couldn't do anything about it because I can't even find this person that I'm mad at. So that was also like sort of annoying. So cool, can't find him, party, drink. So now this is like hours later. I don't even want to put numbers into it. It's hours later, still hasn't come in. And in my head I'm like, Betuna, was I just dribble? Wednesday, Guys, have you ever been confused but mad at the same time? Because you're like, no, man, no. And now I'm going through things in my head like, I told you that you should wait, or rather, have your relationship, be over it, and then come to me. Like, I'm already thinking all sorts of things. I'm getting even more pissed off. Cool. Now, kid you not, guys. Kid you not. He does not come back. Does not come back. So now it's time for us to go home, basically. So, hey, we walk out. My friend and I are like in disbelief, like my one friend. We can't believe the night went the way it is. We were just like, dude, unsolicited, like, sort of invitation. Like, he said we must come and enjoy ourselves, and we were gonna like support our one friend together. Like, and I think at some point his own friends were getting confused by, dude, like, what is happening? We walk out of the club, and so this club was in sort of like a stadium area, like a normal soccer stadium or whatever, cricket stadium. And I kid you not, guys, we walk towards where we should be exiting the whole space, towards the parking lot. Lord and behold, okay, my boyfriend's up the stairs. So there was a staircase just in front of the exit point. My boyfriend is sitting on the stairs right at the top. Okay, so this is not a place that we did not look at. We did look at that place, but I'm sure they only made their way to there when they knew eventually, like, we're gonna have to go home or the place is gonna be closed. So this girl is crying. He's comforting her. It's a whole fucking situation. Sorry about the language. I'm so sorry. So it's a whole situation, and I look at him, he sees me, and he just, I don't know, he looks away, and I'm just like, oh, wow, okay, sharp. So we're there. You are going to disrespect me, you're going to bring me here, and then when I catch you, whatever you're doing, you're gonna mize me. Alright, so at that point, fuming, but I'm just like, I can't do anything right now. I don't want to do anything. I'm pissed off. And at the same time, I'm thinking, no, man, he's going to come and explain himself, you know? I mean, we are dating. You're going to have to explain yourself. So we go out. So my friend and I were going to catch a cab, go home. So we're waiting outside. He comes toward me and he says, listen, I don't want, like, we're gonna talk about what happened today, but like not right now. I'm going home, so please get home safe. I felt like I was being punked. I felt like I was being punked. There's absolutely no way this is happening to me. And I've been the most chilled person. I allowed him to go say hi to the sister or whatever the case is. I told him, nigga, stick with your relationship until you're done. But he made it seem, Lord, Louis, I want you. And I literally, like, we broke up and that's it. I was like, oh, cool. But if you're ready for another relationship, we can... for that essentially. And then he didn't say no, so I was like, okay, well, that's it. So I asked him out. That's it. And yeah, so now I'm thinking, shit, now I'm thinking I shot myself in the foot. Like, now I'm regretting. Now I'm mad as hell at myself. Stupid me. Why the fuck did I even think that it was gonna work out like that? Anyway, get home. I'm like, you know what? I'm hanging the towel. This is where it is. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I love this man, I like him. I waited. Hey, bo, I waited. Okay. So fine. I waited. Next day, get a call. Can we talk? So I'm like, I'm at home, I'm chilling, I don't feel like going anywhere. So if you wanna talk, you're gonna have to come here. So he's like, no problem, I'll come. So he comes over and then basically goes through the whole thing, like, you know what, I don't like I don't like hurting people, and the fact that I hurt her, like, I literally couldn't leave her in that state. I'm like, you better not know. This can't be it. This is not the explanation that I was hoping for. In fact, are you being serious? Like, I felt like asking him, nigga, are you being serious? Like, you're telling me that you left me, actually, manager, you would leave me. You left me, your actual girlfriend, okay, with your friends that I've never actually met. So this was the first time, and this was supposed to be a thing. So you left me there only for you want to comfort a person that you broke up with. Like Shaka would say, balance me real quickly. Balance me. Yo. Yeah, ne? Problem is with your girl right here. She hears the explanation. So I ask him, if it were you and I did that, what would you do? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, you have to know, because you want me now to accept this reason that you are giving me. So I can only imagine that you would put yourself in my shoes and actually think about how this whole thing makes me feel. Did I not tell you? Nigga, did I not tell you? Stick with this girl. Whatever you guys are doing, finish it off, then come to me. Yes, you did. So, are you guys together? No, we're not together. That girl, why would you leave me? Why would you leave me? Now, this is me trying to, like, be, on the ball with what's happening, because and don't make me one. He knows that. Like, he knew that. Remember my ex, your friend, Dimshele isn't the permanent. I don't like weird things. Momish. I stayed. So I accept whatever happened. I'm like, in any case, we're so fresh. Now this is me trying to rationalize. Don't we do that a lot, ne? I'm like, fine, whatever. It's okay. Obviously, it's not okay. There's nothing okay about this whole thing. What happened was bullshit. So, guys, what was happening with me then? Like, honestly. So in any case, we ended up staying together and starting our relationship and whatever. And I told him, I said, listen, what happened will never happen to me again. Yeah, so he's like, no, it won't ever happen again. I set the record straight after that whole situation. It's not gonna happen. Like, she understands now. I'm with you. I'm like, I don't care. I'm telling you now, that shit is not gonna happen again. He's like, no, I hear you. No, babe, it's not gonna happen again. So at this point, I let it go. I let it be, and yeah. Ish. So I'm literally like, okay, sharp, we're moving. So we date, guys. Date literally for so ultimately, by the end of the story, you should know we were together for 6 years. Okay, so this whole thing happened obviously months into our relationship, just a few months into the relationship, and you can imagine, Pana, this is where you should probably see the red flags. This is actually where I should have observed and actually recognized, but this is not going to happen well. Like, it's not going to end well. and I'm gonna need to watch it. So fine, we end up dating. This is a person that I literally even went to his graduation with his mother. Like, his mom adored me. I still love her, adore her so much, because this is the first parent I was ever sort of introduced to, and whatever the case is. But this is obviously like maybe a year, 2 years after we started dating, because we didn't want to be that, childish couple that's like literally gonna introduce every girlfriend or whatever. Or rather, I thought that was the plan. Hey guys, I don't know, I think it was 4 years now into the relationship. There were a couple of things that kept happening. Like, there were a couple of things where I felt, no man, but something is up here. But I'm just like, nah, because this whole time we were in a long distance relationship. So our entire relationship was long distance, and we tried, man, visiting each other very often at first, and then obviously as you grow, there's commitments and other things. So we would try our best to sort of figure it out. Yeah, well, we tried our best to figure it out, and yeah, go. This is now 4 years into the relationship. Okay, so I'm in PE, where I was living, and he lives in Joburg. Okay, so I'm in PE, he lives in Joburg, and his brother comes to PE. His brother was living in East London at the time, or was in Cape Town. Anyway, he comes to visit me because he was writing a test. So around that time, there was a lot of like load shedding happening. So during the time that we were chilling, load shedding happens, and then I asked, like, my phone was off basically. So I asked the brother, can I please use your phone, because he was at my place. So I please use your phone to just tell your brother that it's load shedding and my phone is not charged. He's like, sure, no problem. So I take his phone. And go to my partner's name and just send the text. So I was sending the text. So I don't know if this has actually ever happened to like people before. It used to happen to me a lot when I had an Android. So on WhatsApp, you'd be texting, and then what it would do, it would literally scroll up to like the top, like pick a time top. So it used to happen to me a lot. Like, I wasn't sort of shocked by that. But what did shock me, before this, he was in East London with his brother, and they had quite a chilled weekend. And I think at this point he had moved back to East London and working in East London. So we were talking like the whole weekend, and he was like, yeah, they're chilling and not expecting anyone, just relaxing, having drinks and whatnot. So I knew there was like a weekend before this. So, and then on I think it was a Monday or Tuesday, I was at Madiba's radio. So I left my show. I used to do the breakfast show, and then I left my show, headed home. Just before I got home, I got a call, like a private number. So at that time, my sister, she still does this from time to time, that girl will have her phone perpetually on private. So I wasn't surprised. So I'm like, hello, thinking it's my sister. And it wasn't my sister. It was just some person said, hello, is this Chloe? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, do you know the whereabouts of your man? I'm like, it's too early for this. My show just ended. It's 9 a.m. So I'm like, well, I think I do. And she's like, well, they have something to do with me. Are y'all listening to this? It's now 4 years into the relationship. I'm like, oh, cool. So I say, listen, when you and my boyfriend were doing whatever you were doing, y'all never included me. So I just ask that now that he's ignoring you or whatever is going on, now that that is happening, you want to call me. I don't think that's how it works. So please go back to the person you had something with and address it with him. I have nothing to do with this. So I dropped my phone. Because I'm like, are we back here? Whoa. So I call him. Currently on phone him. He answers. Kraching man. Hey baby. Hi baby. I'm like, hi. Listen, I just got a call and this person said this and this and this, and I don't appreciate it. What's happening? No, I don't know who that could be. Are you sure? I'm like, dude, I am sure. I just got the call. I don't know who might have called you, because like there's nothing, like on my side I'm not doing anything, and you know that this past weekend it was just my cousin and I chilling, like, so I don't know. I'm like, please think long and hard before you answer, because this person was very sure of what they're saying, and nangoku I'm annoyed. Like, fix it. And I told him what I said to the person. So I told him that I informed this person that I have nothing to do with whatever they're doing, so they must just like fucking leave me alone, honestly. Like, why are you contacting me just because now things went south? I don't know what happened. I shouldn't know. Like, that was the whole point. Don't people cheat so that the other person doesn't find out? Why are you now bringing yourself to me on a silver platter? I don't appreciate it. So he's like, no, fine. Basically, he denies the whole thing. So now we track back. Remember the time I took the brother's phone? Okay. So WhatsApp scrolls, and I think WhatsApp was fighting for me that day. Okay. So it scrolls up. Basically, yeah, that's what it is. The text that I see says, oh my god, so and so called Louis, and the brother's response was, well, I knew you shouldn't have slept with. Y'all are listening to this, right? Okay. So now I've got the story. So it's I know. So the name that was mentioned is someone I know. So instincts are like, okay, you know what? We're used to talking. We used to talk about everything. Okay. Obviously now I know it's not everything because a lot of things are happening, guys. I had to like put on my wig and put on some lashes while I was away. I hope you don't mind. So yeah, I asked him, dude. Oh, I actually screenshot the thing and then I let him know. Like, so I sent it to him. And he's like, no, and that's not what, you know, my brother meant. Like, I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Because he is answering to what you said. So when I asked you who this person is that's calling me, you said you don't know. So now when you're talking to your brother, you know. What's going on? He's like, no, I think it would have been Uban because they came over while we were chilling. And yeah, but we didn't do anything. I'm like, so why would your brother say that you shouldn't have, you know, He's like, no, I don't think that's what he meant. He knows I didn't, you know. I'm like, what again? Now I'm like literally, yeah, bang. Been taken for a ride and I need to get off this train. So literally I was so upset. Obviously, mostly because I know who this person is, you know. And he knows that I don't like this person. That's one thing he knows for sure. And yeah, so it's not the ex, guys. It's another ex, but they had broken up way before me. But you know, the girl doesn't like me in any case. So we fight through that to get over that, and I'm like, So I forgave him. Moral of the story. We continue. Still have to go and brush this hair, but anyway, so we continue, and obviously every time you have an argument with someone or something happens, obviously the trust sort of deteriorates. And yeah, so we were together, and yeah, basically, guys, the distance kind of did affect us in a way, because at some point I got really busy with emceeing and all my radio stuff, and it would mean that sometimes even on the weekend I'm unable to talk to him as much, and he would express that and everything, but he would still see, like, he would still be like, I still want to stay, like, I still want us to sort of figure out, because I want to support your dreams, you know, and everything. So this one September, so I'm gonna fast forward, guys. A lot of things happen in between, and I just feel like, obviously, for the purpose of this video, I just don't want it to be too lengthy. So basically, there was the initial ex thing, there was the infidelity in between, and then yeah, so we're at the last point, basically. So I was scheduled to go to to Cape Town, because he moved to Cape Town from East London. This is now 6th year of our relationship, and so I'm scheduled, I'm going, like, this is it, you know. We've had our ups and downs in terms of like distance all the time, but this was it, when he was just like, I want to see you more. So it was around September, I made sure that I was going to go to Cape Town, and it was also just my friend's birthday the weekend before, and I had missed it, and I just decided to go to Cape Town. So they were living in Cape Town, picked me up in the morning. We go to where my sister and my other friends live. So this is the day that I land. This is the morning that I land. So I go upstairs. So I leave my stuff. They were drinking like the night before, so it was still a vibe. And then yeah, so basically I formed part of the whole thing. So I said to him, please borrow me your phone. Please borrow me your phone. I need to let my mom know that I've landed, you know, because she was awake when I left and stuff like that. Basically, my mom was not in PE, but like we had communicated, you know. So I call her on his phone, because mine was off. I call her and she doesn't pick up. So I decided, you know, let me just drop her an SMS, like she'll get back to me later. Yeah. How did I open his phone? One, I opened his phone because I knew the password. I knew the password or whatever. So I'm thinking, you obviously, if you're doing something, you try hard to hide it. You try hard to hide it, you know, or at least try to something. Do something. Your girlfriend's here. So I see a text. This text is not addressed to me, okay? It's not my number, but it speaks about, this is now under messages, actual text messages. I hope that driver knows that he's carrying precious cargo. I'm in love with you. I love. And one thing I knew about my ex, one thing I knew about him is that he will not say anything until unless he means it. Like, I know him for sure. I knew him at this point. There was just nothing I would be surprised by. But I knew that if he was cheating and he would say that to someone, he meant it. Wow, a lot of information. So this is me coming to reconcile. This is us trying to, sort of build at this point and see how our busy schedules can mix and all of those things. And then I see this. So obviously now I'm like, guys, I'm being taken for a boost. And obviously most of you will be like, girl, I mean, really? You are taken for a ride a long time. I see this text. I go back to where everyone is chilling. And I'm basically now just thinking, should I address it? Should I leave it? But obviously, again, because we know each other very well, he notices that I'm not in the same mood. And other people didn't notice it. He noticed that I'm in another mood. So he said, baby, can I have the phone? I'm like, no, I'm waiting for mom to respond. He's like, no, I'll give it to you when she responds. I'm like, no, it's okay. He's like, okay, are you fine? I'm like, let's go outside and talk. So then he knew. I'm sure he knew. So at this point, honestly, guys, I was defeated. I was defeated because I was like, the whole point of me coming here was because you and I are on this thing where the distance is really playing a huge role, and I can't necessarily move at this point. And I come here and see this, and obviously in my head I'm thinking this person is in Cape Town. So I'm thinking I'm replaced, and it is what it is. I just want the truth so I can just move on, Gabo, if that's what needs to be done. So I asked him, dude, what do you want? What do you want? Why are you still with me if you don't love me? Like, why can't you just say it? Because right now there are all of these things coming to the fore, and what the fuck? So he's like, no, I still want to be with you. This person's not important. And like, I'm like, dude, you told them you love. And I told him exactly what I'm saying to you guys, that I know you. I know that you would never say anything unless you mean it. And it's just not, I don't buy what you're selling right now. So I ask him again, do you love her? He says yes. Yeah, he said yes. Ooh, so now I'm like, okay, that's the truth. That's what I wanted to know. And trust me, guys, from that point, I knew that there was nothing that was going to be reconciled. But I'm here now, so I decided, let me just. So he said he wanted to continue with us, and that really, like, he needs to get to a point where he chooses me. I'm like, you were supposed to choose me a long time ago. This is our 6th day of dating. What are you waiting for? Anyway, so we continue for the time being. I was there, and then I think the next week I hit him up and I literally just broke up with him. I was just like, done. There were so many things, guys, and I think the reason I'm telling the story now, I've been going back and forth with regards to like actually saying how I felt and actually telling the story. And the more I tell it, the more ridiculous of me, because I'm not trying to oust anyone with this video. I'm not trying to basically speak about him negatively, because obviously those who know will know. But I wanted to let it out because there are parts of me that I feel I should have actually just noticed things. Yeah, either. So the moral of the story is that really timing in a relationship is not necessarily what proves it to be the relationship or to be a great relationship. There are so many challenges that are going to come but are you gonna stay around and then only wake up one day? So ultimately what I'm saying is, guys, zijongeni signs. Like, I'm not against relationships, I love dating, but, or being in a relationship rather, but pay attention. What I'm saying is pay attention. Like, uba rough when it's rough. Like, rough. Not rough, rough, okay? Because you never even know what to do with yourself, with your mind. You're just like, give it to not, like, is this happening to me also? Because again, Anitimo says people will think we're all that. So so you're just like, me, oh my god, this is happening to me. Bad bitch, great, I'm amazing. My man should notice the amazing. Doesn't work like that. Pay attention. If there's something that rings at you all the time with the same person, because over time you learn a lot about Umdu. So if it comes at you like, you can go and go say like, dude, hello, hey, don't just put it on the carpet and then expect everything to be fine. But anyway, I'm gonna actually put this as a part 1 of the video, and then the other one I'll just do as like a sit down to finish the story basically. So the chit chat would be part 1, and then the other one I'll just sit down and do the story of part 2. But I do hope that you enjoy this video. I hope that you like the look, and I'll put all of those products in the description